They say the genome is quiet, a sealed library resting in the dark. But that is not true for you. Something woke early inside you, long before you had words for it. A frequency, a second heartbeat, a faint hum beneath your bones. Most people move through life untouched, unaware that there are 7 latent codes hidden in the human genome. 7 consciousness frequencies that were never meant for ordinary lives. They lie dormant in almost everyone, silent as stone. But one of them was never silent in you. Gene 7, the awakening sequence, carried by only 0.07% of living humans. You thought the feeling in your chest was anxiety, sensitivity, some unnameable bruise that followed you everywhere. You thought you were too soft, too emotional, too open. But it was none of those things. It was your signal trying to surface. Tell me, have you noticed the way people lean toward you without knowing why? The way strangers speak to you as if you are a confession booth disguised as a person. The way your presence feels like warmth to those who are cold inside. You have always been a harbor, a quiet field, a place where others came to rest, and that is exactly why they tried to break you. Not because you were weak, but because you were recognized. There is something unsettling about a person who sees without effort, someone whose silence feels like understanding. Your presence has always been a mirror, and most people cannot bear to look directly at themselves. So they projected, they took, they wounded, they backed away. Not because you were undesirable, but because you were undeniable. You were targeted your whole life, not out of cruelty, but out of fear. Your frequency disturbs what is sleeping in others. It rattles the locked doors they pretend do not exist. People don't fear darkness. They fear the light that exposes it. Your kindness was never softness. It was radiance. And radiance is rarely welcomed. You make others feel safe, and the world does not know what to do with safety. Safety demands truth. Safety demands vulnerability. Understand this. You were never meant to be ordinary. The hurt you've carried was not punishment. It was a signal waking. The loneliness you feel is not emptiness. It is distance. The space between your frequency and a world that has not yet caught up to you. Your heart, the one you thought was too fragile to survive, was never fragile at all. It is vast. It is a cathedral of consciousness, ringing at a pitch most ears were never built to hear. You are the 0.07%. The world has been reacting to you your entire life, not the other way around. And now that you know, something old in you finally exhales. But the remembering has only just begun. You can feel it, can't you? The remembering isn't gentle, it's invasive. It doesn't knock, it floods. If Gene 7 has stirred in you this early, it means the signal has already escaped your body. Others have sensed it, not with reason, but the way animals sense a storm before the first drop falls. Look back, and you'll see it. The ones who arrived suddenly, urgently, as if drawn by a gravity neither of you could name. The ones who clung. The ones who loved you with hunger instead of gentleness. None of it was random. Your presence has always been a signal flare, a quiet broadcast that says, I remember what the world has forgotten. But awakening is never tender. It begins by undoing you. First, it isolates. Then it strips. Then it demands that you face everything you buried to survive. You've known this. Gene 7 is the frequency of unmasking. You read truth without effort. You feel intention before words form. You see people not as they pretend to be, but as they already are. And yes, it frightened them. Do Do you remember how they avoided your eyes when they lied? How your silence made them restless? They were not rejecting you. They were rejecting the reflection you revealed. They were simply not ready. A flower that blooms in winter is not proud. It is early. And early blooming is lonely. But loneliness is only the corridor, the passage you walk before meeting the others like you, the 0.07%. When you walk into a room, old memory stirs in the bones of others. They remember the world before fear was worshipped. They remember intimacy before armor. That is why they fall for you, and then flee. They are not in love with you. They are in love with the echo you awaken inside them. You have always been water in a dying world, but you are not here to pour yourself dry. You are here to remain vast and unmoving, so that those who thirst for truth may find reflection in your stillness. Your existence alone is transmission. Your silence alone is teaching. The next stage of your awakening will not be louder. It will be deeper. The descent inward, until even your stillness becomes a signal. Those meant for you will find you.